extra, extra, read all about it. Gemini, this is all about you. This is your weekly oracle and tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. This is an energy reading, not a horoscope, so you can use it for wherever Gemini energy influences your natal chart or influences your life. So you could be dealing with a Gemini. Pull up a chair. There's a new Gemini specific video every single week, so please click subscribe and ring that bell and you'll get notified as soon as I upload it. This is not an energy that extinguishes at the end of a week. It's just that I call them weeklies because I make them weekly. There's a lot of other Gemini videos in the playlists. So I welcome you to go and enjoy them. Whatever message calls to you, you'll need to hear. This is the beginning part of the reading, so we'll start off with the crowning energy, which is the energy that's sort of the major theme. And then we'll get to the central energy, which is the major challenges, and then the grounding energy, which is what's holding you down, sometimes holding you back, or usually it's what's seeing you through. And then, of course, if you choose, there's an extended video. That link is in the description box below that uses a full tarot card spread and susses out the details and specifics and really personalizes the energies we pick up on here. And that includes a romantic tarot spread as well. So please hop on over there after the video as well. Let's get into the reading, Gemini. Just so that you know, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be going live for a full moon party where every single zodiac sign will be represented, and I'll be doing a full moon reading. This is a full moon in Capricorn coming up, Gemini. So I hope you join me. We got the crowning energy. Oh, shoot. Oh, sucky. Shit. All right. Okay. You feel stuck. In fact, it's more of a conscious stuck, because this is a sense of maybe financially stuck and not being able to go anywhere, or just basically deciding, Gemini, that you're not going to move forward, or you're not going down the path that took you to maybe financial ruin before. There is this sense of, this is Taurus energy and this is Sagittarius energy, a sense of refusing any kind of chaos, especially because this is Taurus energy, financial chaos. Refusing it, saying, no, I'm not dealing with that crap again. I'm not doing that crap again. I refuse to be a part of that again. Or I refuse to be lured in and sucked into the trap. Because this this card upright is flying headlong into the flames, like a moth to a flame. It's so appealing, you're not even thinking about it. But this is you being like, oh, I'm thinking about it now. And I'm realizing that these choices, these decisions, or maybe you're dealing with a person, Sagittarius, Taurus, whatever sign, they led me into ruin. And I'm not going down that path again. I can't, there's a sense of you like walking away from the stress that this caused, as if you were walking away from a person, as if you were personifying it and saying, I'm not going back to you again. But it's really just this financial stress, or it could be a person that's causing this kind of stress. There is a sense of, there was a history here, and I'll tell you what, because when I shuffle cards, I don't just watch the cards, I watch how the cards behave, and part of how the cards behave tell me the story. So there was a card that popped out way in my past, okay, in my past area. So on my table, the left, farther over to the left is the past, and then we go to the present, and over to the right is the future. It's sort of like my little timeline. So here popped out, nothing is wasted, but nothing is wasted popped out way in the past. So this is telling me that this experience from your past, this thing that you went through, Gemini, is re-emerging now. Maybe because the person is back, maybe because the financial situation is back, or maybe now because you're realizing you're at this like pinnacle, this turning point where you are being tested again to see if you will make the same decisions that you made in the past. And there's a sense of it not being wasted. That lesson is coming back to you. It's not, no. Now it's here again, this temptation to maybe make the same choice that got you into a lot of trouble. And you're like, nope, almost in a stubborn fashion, not headed down that direction again. I see it for what it is. It's like It's like Princess Bride. Remember when the Dread Pirate Roberts, when Wesley took Buttercup into the fire swamp? It's what he said to her after they had survived all of the 3 major dangers. He's like, listen, now that we can identify all of these dangers, we could set up a home here. We could live here because we know how to avoid the what is it, the sinking sand. We know how to identify the fire spit, whatever they're called, and we know how to deal with the rodents of unusual size. So once we know all the dangers and pitfalls, once we've identified them, it's easy to move forward and avoid them in the future. So this isn't a stance of fear. This is a stance of empowerment for you. Nice, nice. Owl is also coming out face up, so I have to bring this to your attention, but it's definitely more in the rooted position. This is wise counsel. This is wisdom. So I feel like there's that it fits into this, the mentality of this reading. There's a wisdom to you now that you didn't have before, because in order to gain wisdom, there's experience. There's also insight into, because this is Aquarian energy, so seeing the truth. The bearer, the water bearer is the bearer of the truth. This energy of being able to see through darkness or see through bullshit and then see the light, see the truth. Spot something in the dark that most people would miss that could be sneaking around. An owl is a finely attuned hunter because from many feet away, he can, in the dark, their eyes can pick up these slight movements, and that's how they hunt. So there is a sense of you being able to pick out this danger, maybe seeing it in the future, maybe seeing it at a distance from you, but knowing it's coming towards you. Either way, you now know how to identify it so well, you can see it in the dark, and there's no way you're falling for that crap again. Let's get into the central energy. Here we have another Sagittarius energy. So we're dealing, once again, you're the North Node, right? Gemini is the North Node now for the next 2.5 years, where Sagittarius energy is the South Node. So it's almost like you're the guiding light through to the Northern Pass. That sense of what you have to achieve or embody and accomplish in order to do the effective thing and do the right thing. So this is a sense of the South Node mentality of this is where you begin, or this is where maybe you started. Improvising, thinking on your feet, not just going with the flow, almost like thinking one step ahead every time you were in a situation instead of looking at the situation where you are now. So this is a sense of, this could also mean that you're dealing with a quite foxy character, somebody who is quite convincing, manipulative, not necessarily strategic, but really good at improvising their position. So let's get into that. Trust in the great mystery, taking a deep dive, like diving under deep, going under. So it could be going undercover. It could also be basically escaping the fire, moving away from it, and saying no to it. This could also represent a person that you've gotten deep with. This 6 + 5 adds up to 11. This sense of realizing where you went wrong and how that person lacked, or who that person really was. Because there is this sense of really getting really in deep with this energy, with this Sagittarius energy. Freedom is yours. Okay, so this is definitely taking us from the past. This is a sense of, this is Aquarius energy again. Allowing yourself to be rid of or move away from that deep sinking connection you had with this person who was causing a lot of mischief and trouble in your life. Also a sense of getting away from that South Node energy, which is where you come from. It's not bad energy, but it's where you come from. It's what you were used to. It's what you were familiar with. And familiar is just not good enough anymore. It's time to move forward. It's time to move into the future. So there is a sense of you're just all in when it comes to all out. Getting away from whatever pitfalls you were stuck in, whatever decisions that you made in the past that did not serve you. There's a sense of wisdom here that continues to return in order to ensure your freedom, not necessarily from other people, but your freedom from being trapped in the same old behavior. Tend to the small things. This is your central energy. That's really interesting for central energy, because it means there's a lot of things that have built up over a long period of time. And now it's like you see all the rats in the walls. You see that, you know, there's this, it's almost like that's what happened. Like right now, one mouse ran across your hallway. And it gave you this is metaphor, of course, but it's like it gave you this oh shit moment of, what is that doing here? Because I know what that means. That means there's 400 in the walls, and I've been through that crap before. So it's almost like, damn, right now it's like I've got to act. I've got to do something. I've got to do something so that that all this infestation doesn't make me have to move out of another house. That's that sense of whatever was building up. You just saw something streak across, or you're coming into contact with something that's like, oh no, this is a big red flag, and this red flag I don't ignore anymore. And then we have be peace. Balancing out, finding a way to, this is Libra energy, partnership, maybe even make peace with somebody in order to move forward and just let it be. Maybe it's a sense of you recognizing that you've been too accommodating, and that, though that is not normally you, but you maybe feel like you've been too accommodating and you've done too much to try to keep the peace. And at this point, there's something that you've got to do about it. But we will see where this is headed. All right, this is definitely it. Yeah, it's like you've just realized, holy shit, I've been too nice in this circumstance. I've been too nice, and I haven't called people out on their crap. This is you doing you, being you unadulterated and unforgivingly who you are. 1 + 2 adds up to 3. So that's a divine balance in yourself. All together, feeling confident, and basically saying what you need to say and not holding it back anymore. So you're confronting somebody in this energy. That's confrontational energy. Oh, damn. And once again, it's like dream of the future and learn from the past. Your past is informing your future. So you are bulleting a shit ton of, not just accusations, but information at somebody who is probably trying to interfere or get on you, and you're not letting that happen. You're like rapid fire. Oh, I know what you did last summer. I know what you did in the past. I know who you are. Don't think that I don't. And I'm not letting that interfere with my future, but you are letting the past inform your future so that it doesn't happen again. And this is rapid fire, just almost letting the cat out of the bag, telling your story and sharing it and letting it all go. That's my little puppy, she's so cute. Letting it all out so that it doesn't affect or influence your future the way that it did in the past. Oh yeah. And then we have let it shine. 100%. This is scorpionic energy. You're taking something up from the dead. This is a sense of it's all coming out and you're spotlighting it. Finally, you're saying or showing or pointing out. You're not afraid. You're not pointing out what needed to be pointed out. You're not afraid to do it anymore. Whether you were afraid or not, there was a moment of hesitation. There was a decision to not speak. Well, it's all coming out now. You're not speaking anymore. You are shouting from the friggin' rooftops. This is literally, remember, like the past, this is scorpionic energy too. This sense of bringing something back from the past, rising it up from the dead to finally kill the zombie or finally kill the vampire, because you realize it's not really dead, and it's just going to keep haunting me if I don't address this now. All metaphor, of course. Let spirit be your guide. The change is that you are attaching yourself to spirit, seeing things from an aerial perspective, and this time around, not just saying, well, it's okay. If I can make it go away now, it's okay. No. I need to protect and defend the perimeters of the future. I need to ensure that everything from above is looking peaceful. So this is that air energy, and accepting messages from spirit. Like maybe you could be dreaming a lot, Gemini. You could be getting a lot of spirit signs or running into animal totems. Whatever way you are openly receiving messages from spirit that are letting you know this is the time to do it differently, and it's important to do it differently now. And then you have bring your ideas to life. 2 + 4 is 6, usually representing love and partnership, but this is a sense of shocking. I think you're going to shock people, and you're going to shock people by being different, by not being the same, by literally being somebody completely new. You, this spark of life is you, and it's also you 100%, like living and sharing and openly creating maybe a new sense of self or a new environment around you, or going after new opportunities, so that you don't want them interfered with. You don't want these opportunities interfered with. So what do? You make sure that nothing interferes with them by bam, like it's almost like an air sentinel up there being like, oh no, the zombies are not coming back. You know what I'm saying? Because there's too much for you to protect now. You're really looking toward the future. And then we have your grounding energy, which is your owl spirit. So seeing the truth, seeing this from miles away, and sussing it out, being like, no, I'm here to gobble you up. You're not getting through. And then we have slow and steady wins the race. 6 + 2 is 8. It's time. You've waited a long time for this. So this is probably a confrontation that's been coming over a long period of time, or an ending or a conclusion to something that's happened over a long period of time. I don't know if anybody's had some court hearings or anything that they've been settling, but there is a sense of finally settling it and letting that part of yourself die and go away and be left in the past so it doesn't affect your future. This is a sense of the King of Cups, emotional stability, not letting on too much, not talking too much, just doing and trusting and being in the moment. And then you have give with gratitude and grace. 6 + 1 is 7. So this is a sense of putting yourself all in, of 100% lying your whole self on the line. And in other words, you're taking the ultimate risk. You're showing your cards. You're like all out on the table. I'm not holding anything back anymore. This could also be that you're finally giving. You're saying, well, you're definitely giving your all, but you could be giving your all to somebody. If there was somebody that you left in the past, if there was somebody that you feel like you messed up with, this is a sense of going back, really making amends and saying, to move to where I need to move in the future, there is a sense of I need to make this all right now. Not to even say that you were full on to blame, but to say that whatever it takes to lay this to rest is exactly what I'm going to do, because what is in the past is over and the future is paramount to me right now. So you are really future focused and future forward right now, and it's actually really liberating energy. I am going to suss out details. We'll get into those details and specifics in the tarot card spread. I hope you join me. Normally I'd flip the camera around, but right now my setup, you can see it behind me, it's a mess because I'm less than 2 weeks away from moving to San Diego. So there's just forgive the setup, and you know, my cameras have been a little wonky lately anyway because I've been in constant flux. So there's your full romance and relationship reading in the extended as well. So I will see you over there, Gemini. Bye.